So, I've been seeing a lot of videos about top 10 beast mode projection fragrances, top 10 fragrances that fill a room with one spray, top 10 fragrances that last 96 hours. You can shower 5 times and you can still smell them on you. And honestly, while they do have their time and place, not every fragrance needs to have this kind of beast mode projection or performance. If you've been following this channel for a while, you know that I'm all about my Sauvage Elixir and Black Afgano. I do enjoy fragrances that make a bold statement, but they have their time and place, and it's not going to be everywhere. Because while it is great and rather effective to wear attention-grabbing fragrances in bars or clubs, or places where there's going to be a lot of stimulation and people are expecting to smell strong smells on people, it's not as well received in the grocery store or the coffee shop. Because the truth is, people have to be in a certain mindset to be able to receive a certain amount of some sort of stimulus, especially when it comes to fragrance. First on the list is Aqua di Gio Parfum. It's an aromatic marine fragrance that draws you into this view of water crashing against black rocks. This fragrance is very gentle and relaxed, yet very firm and solid within itself. This is one of my summer staples. I get about 10 hours of longevity out of this, and about 3 feet of projection. It doesn't quite whisper, but it doesn't talk at full volume either. It murmurs very gently, but it says quite a beautiful story. Next up on the list is my favorite citrus amber. It's Versace Pour Dylan Blue. You have grapefruit and bergamot that sparkle up top, with a little bit of bite from black pepper and papyrus. But that freshness is so beautifully complemented by a lot of ambroxan with some musk and saffron and incense. This fragrance is a gorgeous blend of clean freshness and warm sensuality. I get about 3 feet of projection and 8 hours of longevity from this fragrance. If you want something that's still gentle, but very warm and sensual, there's Dolce & Gabbana The One Eau de Parfum Intense. As you can tell by the black bottle with gold accents, this is a rather dark fragrance. However, it's not dark in the way of dwelling in the night, but more so dwelling within the comfort of your home by a cozy fireplace. I get about 3 feet of projection from this one and 6 to 7 hours of longevity. If you want something a little more dark and sinister, there's Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. This fragrance manages to be fresh and clean, yet very dark and mysterious at the same time. The delicate nature of the rose note, almost a bit dewy, versus the spice from the red hot chili pepper and the salt and balsamic vinegar giving that sour bite. But there's also some creaminess from neroli and orange blossom, with a little bit of lavender in there as well. And there's a gentle yet firm base of cedarwood and patchouli. I get about 3 feet of projection from this and 7 to 8 hours of longevity. The next fragrance on the list is Givenchy Gentleman Réserve Privée. There's a woody, nutty, almost bitter accord of chestnut that goes against the warmth of the whiskey in the base and the powdery nature of the iris note. These accords come together to tell a story of a classy yet indulgent man who works hard by day and plays even harder by night. I get about 3 to 4 feet of projection from this one, and it lasts for about 9 to 10 hours. This is another fragrance that is amazing for date night. But speaking of the man who works hard by day, there's Bon Monsieur by Rogue Perfumery. This is an aromatic fougere with prominent notes of lavender, geranium, oak moss, and fir. It projects about 3 or 4 feet, but it does last 10 or 11 hours. Now this next fragrance is Indulgence in a Bottle. It's Tom Ford Noir Extreme Parfum. This fragrance is so spicy. It has some sweetness from vanilla and amber, and there's some ruggedness from leather. And there's also a bit of smokiness, the way that the accords come together. I get about 4 feet of projection from this, and it lasts 11 to 12 hours. However, I've decided to save my favorite for last. It's Tom Ford Noir de Noir. In my opinion, This fragrance is the epitome of dialed in as opposed to dialed up. You have accords of truffle, vanilla, patchouli, and oak moss coming together to create this very earthy and chocolatey accord. But then you have the black rose in all of its dewy splendor sprouting out from that damp earth. And there's a little bit of saffron for a spice up top, and there's some oud wood underneath to darken and deepen the scent. I get about 3 to 4 feet of projection and 10 to 11 hours of longevity from this fragrance. And those were some fragrances that are dialed in as opposed to dialed up. Thank you for watching.